Welcome back in, everybody. Today we are going to be doing another PvP guide, and this time we are choosing one of our sprinters. We are going with Curren Chan. Curren Chan's got a 10% increase to speed and a 20% increase to strength, which are both really good bonuses as she is a sprinter, and power and speed are going to be essential for her race. Stamina less so, making her one of the easier Umas to train for a PvP round. Stamina still takes place, so if we can, we would still like to get her up to a, 400 or 500 plus. If we can get more than that and still max out our speed and get the highest possible power, then that's even better. The higher you can increase all those three, the better. The races are going to be short, so she doesn't demand too much, but you also have to keep an eye out for any debuffers you may be going up against in PvP, team trials, and or champions meets in the upcoming future. Now, since Curren Chan is going to be one of our sprinters, we are going to be focusing our legacy sparks on the sprint and turf aptitude while also trying to increase speed and power as much as possible. So for our legacy Umas, we are going to be using a Harurura that we managed to get ourselves with 2 speed sparks, 3 6 power sparks, giving us a 42-12 split, and also having 2 sprint sparks and 1 turf spark. We also have 1 mile spark on here, which isn't going to be all that useful to us. However, these are the best sparks that we have from our own legacy characters to contribute to this build, so that's going to be what we're going with. And then for the borrowed legacy character, we're going to be borrowing this A+ Sakura Bakishin, who has not only 6 power sparks, but also 3 speed sparks and 7 sprint sparks. That should really give us a high chance of increasing our sprint to a S rank by the end of this career. If we get lucky, ideally we'll be able to get it on the first one, but we'll see how that goes. Now, if you have sparks that you can use that not only give at least a 4 bonus to your sprint sparks, but also a 4+ bonus to your turf sparks, then definitely use that instead. We, in this case, do not have that available to us, so we're just going to be aiming for the S rank sprint if possible. Having the increase in power is going to be massive. That is an 82 by default, meaning that we're going to have to train power as little as possible, and then our support cards are going to contribute to our speed and stamina throughout this career, while also trying to get a good amount of wit by doing our wit training instead of resting. We are going to be doing this in the Unity Cup, so we will be using the Rico support card. That should give us a solid bonus to our stamina without having to focus on training it all that much as well. For our support cards, we are going to be using our cutest in black naturally. We're also going to be using a Aishin Flash, who is our highest ranked speed card. We don't really have any good sprinter speed cards, so this is what we're going to be going with, and we are going to be replacing this Maisho Doto with one other speed card. We have a couple of options here, but none of them are necessarily all that great for sprinting. We do have a Silent Suzuka level 30. She's a front runner, however, and the unfortunate thing is Curren Chan is a pace chaser. We are going to be racing her as a pace chaser. We do have Biko Pegasus as well, but our best option here is going to be our Sakura Bakishin, as if you take a look at her skills, they're going to be more relevant for the sprinters. Huge lead sprint corners and sprinting gear. We aren't going to be making Curren a debuffer, which you can. She does have the base stats and skills to be a relatively decent debuffer, but Air Groove and Nice Nature still kind of take the cake when it comes to training up your debuffers. So in this case, we're going to focus on making her an ace. I do have a Super Creek here. We can ideally get Swinging Maestro. Even though this is just a sprinter, having Swinging Maestro is still going to be a super competitive skill to have throughout these PvP matches. And for our wit card, we have a Matakane Fukukitaru with the scenario link and a Rico with our scenario link. Unfortunately, we don't have the SSR. If you have the SSR, definitely throw her in there. Just better bonuses. And, for your wit card, if you have Matakane Fukukitaru, great. If not, just use your next best wit card. So this is what we're going with, and let's get to it. So for our stats, what we are aiming to do is get at least max speed in sprint or in speed. At least max speed and sprint. No, we're going for max speed. We would like over 500 stamina, as high power as we can get, ideally an A in power. And then if we can get around a 350 to 400 in guts and wit, that would be nice as well. The main focus at the end of this career is going to be getting as many good skills as possible. Skills in sprint matches are so important. They happen in such a short time, so even just proccing a few can give you a major edge. Now, just like any Unity Cup training, we are going to be focusing a lot on getting these bubble pops early on to get as many rank ups as possible to our skill levels. We're going to go, in this case, with our Aishin Flash. If we can get our stamina training out early as well, that's nice, because then we can focus almost exclusively on speed training during the mid to late game, and that will almost guarantee us the ability to get a very high ranking speed, if not max it out. We'll go with the key to some black here. Training up a speed support card while also training up a Unity bubble is a really good thing to go, as everybody knows, sprinters really need their speed. Matikane Fukukitaru with the scenario link and the bubble training. And I believe this event actually gives us an energy and a mood up. Yes, it does. That is why we love having Matikane Fukukitaru. Now, as you can see, we don't have any Unity Cup training here, but we do have a triple stack on wit, and that's going to increase our friendships immensely. So we're going to go ahead and choose that. It's a fine line dancing between Unity Cup training, but also making sure that we are still increasing our friendships. So now we can do a Taikaite. Always do that. Taiki Shuttle and Matikane Fukukitaru, while also increasing our friendship with Riko here. And our mood is still great, looking good. She doesn't have a whole lot of debuff events, so I'm not too worried about that. We just want to make sure that we aren't, limiting ourselves by accidentally getting a debuff. Debuffs are just detrimental to any sort of Unity Cup training. This is going to be a good time to do another stamina. Oh my god, she failed the 10%. No! Just as I was talking all that good stuff about not getting debuffs. Oh god, okay, we're going straight to the infirmary. I'm not dealing with this. Okay, there we go. Practice perfect. Or not practice perfect. Practice poor has been cured. I'll play that one safe. What are the odds? 10%, really? It's been a long time since we failed one of those, but it's okay. We keep moving on. We should be solid, no worries. Energy up, headed into our junior debut, and as per usual, we are going to be popping ourselves over into a front runner position just for this race, and that should nail us the first place. Excellent, by 3.5 lengths, so that was a pretty solid win. We are going to be switching back to a pace chaser just for the high aptitude during the rest of this career. I forgot to mention, but if you also have the ability to sprinkle in some pace chaser sparks with your legacy characters, that is good too. There would be nothing better than being able to get a Sprint S, Turf S, Pace Chaser S. That would be amazing. Plus 10 speed, and we got a first bubble pop here, and it is on speed. And we can also increase our Aishin Flash friendship while increasing our Taiki Shuttle friendship. So that is fantastic. Really good stack there. We're going to take a quick look at the calendar. We have 1,800 fans to go. We want to make sure we don't miss that. So the Sapporo Turf is probably going to be a really good one. It's an OP, easy race. And while it says 1,600 fans, if you have pretty much any support cards will have some sort of bonus. And that should give us more than 200. So we're looking nice there. Time for that stamina training. We can get Haru up. And ideally, we can get a couple good wits here. I would very much like to see some good wit Unity training stacks, but it is a roll of the dice, so we'll see how that goes. Excellent. That's exactly what we're talking about. Haruura is now almost up to being able to do her Unity bubble pop, and we just got Key to some black there. We'll select Practice Perfect for the buff and do our scheduled race. Excellent. This should be an easy win for us. Being that this one is still actually an OP, I am going to keep us as a front runner once again. And there we go. 2,600 fans. More than enough for our goal. We're getting really low on energy, so we may have to do a rest here. Actually, that's a good time to do a wit training. get some of that energy back. Rico and Super Creek there. And there we go. We got Sweep Tosho in the mix. Speed level 2, nice. Now, I don't want to risk a 38%, so while I don't like resting during the Unity Cup, we are going to do it there. We don't have the Rico buff yet, so we're going to have to take the rest just so we don't fail. And we're going to do the one that does 2 Unity Cup trainings, but also gives us Friendship up. I know we already popped Aishin Flash, but having that speed card is going to be hugely beneficial during the mid to late game. Let's go ahead and pop this on stamina. Sakura Bakishin climbing the ranks, and Cutest in black popping her bubble. Awesome. Very good. The more bubbles you pop, the higher your team rank and the higher your overall stat increase will be, which is going to be huge for getting endgame high stats. See, we're up to level 2. And now we can increase both Haru and Sakura Bakishin while increasing our Super Creek friendship as well. That's going to be the hardest one to get up. And while we don't necessarily need any sort of rainbow training from Super Creek by the end of this career, because we should be able to get our, desired stamina without her rainbow training, it is still nice. And we are mainly reliant on her swinging Maestro. Still want to pop that bubble. And here we go. 5 turns until our next goal for the Thiers Review. And this is going to have to be another power training. Get that bubble up. Remember, we're saving most of our speed training for mid to late game. Ideally, we get our stats to where we want them by mid to late classic year. And then we can literally train only speed from that point on. Like, it's really just going to be cranking out speed mid to late game. And we should be okay here. Excellent. Take the win. Take the stat increases. And we got 5 turns before the race. 4 new members. Now, naturally, you can't pop the bubble on all of them, so we're going to focus on the ones we've already been training. And if we can get some good stacks while we're at it, even the better. And I would really like to do that stamina training, but we got the double training here, so we got to do it because those two are both 1 turn away from being able to pop their bubbles. And Taiki Shuttle is a really good dirt runner, so we're going to keep her on there for the Unity Cup. Swinging Maestro, early game Swinging Maestro is fantastic. And look at that, we got the triple stack for the Unity Cup training. And our Super Creek is getting really close to her rainbow training. Turbo Sprint, fantastic skill to have. Wit, let's get the energy back. Get Matsu up where we need her. Excellent, now we got 2 bubbles ready to pop. We just need to have them land on something. We'll take the speed training here. No bubble pops yet, which is fine. We'll do the stamina here for the Tokai. Oh my gosh, how many times am I going to do that during this run? Taiki Shuttle. Some of these names are so close. I do the same thing with Super Creek. It's special week. All right, here we go. Now we have another speed bonus. Excellent. This should be an easy run for us. We are going to switch ourselves back to a Pace Chaser just because we have the higher aptitude in it. And that's a solid first place win by 2 lengths over Bourbon. Nice. Good going there. And we want to make sure when the Rico event comes, we do choose the second option so we can make sure to continue using her to get some energy and mood ups here. Now, we don't really need to do the power there. I would rather get Rico up and increase our Rice Shower training here. We're almost to our mid-game here. We are classic year, early April. Ooh, we got a gold. We got a gold. Give us something good. Give us something good. Okay, no S ranks, but we got a ton of skill hints. We can hold out on the S rank. That's fine. All right, time for a speed training. That's going to get Aishi Flash up to rainbow training so we can get our double speeds. And this is another mood up event. Excellent. Again, like I mentioned, we don't really have to worry about mood too much with Curren Chan. She's a relatively easy Uma to train. Easy to train, hard to perfect. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah, let's do the bubble pop on guts, because if I do a bubble pop for speed, I want it to be when we have rainbow training to get that extra point boost. Excellent. We got the bubble pop for Haru now. Our team should be looking pretty good here. One thing I haven't actually been focusing on is our long distance racer, but as long as we're winning 3 or more, we are solid. Kyoto Turf 1200 meters should be an easy win for us. Excellent. First place. There we go. And we do have our beach training coming up in just a couple of turns, where we're going to really be able to increase our stamina and wit is what we're going to be aiming for, unless we get some good speeds naturally. Let's see. Nothing fantastic. We can do a bubble pop with... I can't believe I forgot your name. Smart Falcon. And another win in the belt. Heck yes. 6,285 fans. Our fan ranking is looking solid. We are headed into the beach training, so we're going to be able to max some trainings here right after this Unity Cup. We're going to leave everything the same. Our team should be solid. Yep, I believe we should be able to win 3 here. Let's see, what do you got for us? Absolute sweep. That's what we like to see. All of those stat bonuses are amazing, and it's so satisfying to get those full sweeps. Headed into beach training here. No. We're going to do wit training. We can get the bubbles up with these 2 characters. We have relatively low, energy. So if we can get a stamina or a speed bubble pop, that's what we're looking for. Another wit here. And that should be really all the wit training we need to do, because we'll be able to get up to about a 400 regardless now. I really don't want to do that. I guess we're going to do one more wit training just for Super Creek. She's slowly getting there. I only have the one unlocked for her, so it's really difficult to get our Super Creek where we want her. But that's okay. We'll survive. We'll pop Haru. It's our last beach training. Might as well pop it. Countermeasure, probably not a skill we're going to be used, but doesn't hurt to have. Our energy is really low. We need that Rico event. Stamina all up to level 3. Excellent. Very low energy. This is going to be a rest. The dreaded resting in the Unity Cup. Nobody wants to do it, but we all have to every now and then. Rest in peace, my one turn. All right, second place by a nose. Not bad. That's okay. We haven't done a lot of speed training yet, and we know we haven't done a lot of speed training yet. That is intentional. 10 turns before the Ocean Stakes, and we are headed in to our senior year here pretty quickly. This is a double bubble. Let's do a wit training, actually. If we can get a triple bubble pop on speed, I would be more than happy. Triple bubble pop with a double rainbow training. Where that at? Give that to me, please. Please, side games. Okay, it's only a single, but we can get Super Creek where we want her. And we do need her guts up a little higher. Guts is really important during sprints. Being able to win those duels in the late race are going to be massive for us. And we still have pretty good energy, so I'm not too worried about that. Team rank B, get the stat bonus. Ooh, so many bubble pops, so little things I care about. Interesting. Yeah, let's do this one, because then, even though it's using a bubble pop, we'll get another one with Rice Shower. So it's kind of a trade-off there. I didn't want to waste one, so that's fine by me. Yeah, we're going to do the double speed stack, and then we're going to take a rest. Where you at, Rico? All right, we only got 30 energy back, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Let's see, anybody close? We don't really have anybody close. So let's do the wit training. That will get Super Creek where we need her. And now we're up to our second Unity Cup. Our team should be good. We did get a long racer. That should have decent stats in Rice Shower. Yep. Looking good. Maybe we'll even get another sweep. And what do we have here? It is not a sweep, but we won our 3. Excellent. Team ranking up to 8. Stats are looking good. We got 5 turns before the Ocean Stakes. 4 turns until the Ocean Stake. Here we're going to take the healthy, get our energy back. Energy is absolutely crucial during the Unity Cup since the training does take more energy to do. But we got another good speed. We're in our senior year, so it's really speed from here on out. We haven't been getting very lucky with our with our speed stacks. Come on, Bubbles. Let's see here. No, I want to pop Sakura Bakashin on speed. I want to pop her on speed. That's what I'm really aiming for here. If we don't get it before the next Unity Cup, we'll do it right before. There we go. That's what we're talking about. That is massive. Double rainbow training and the bubble pop. Huge. Absolutely huge. Thank you, Sakura Bakashino. And we did get the mood down. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We'll take the bubble pop here. That'll give us another 30 to our stamina. We're approaching 400 on stamina. Remember, by the end of this, not just the Unity Cup, but finishing the URA finals, we're going to get an additional, what, like 47 points, something like that. So if we're aiming for 500 stamina, by very, very late game, a 450 here is going to be more than enough. So we don't want to overtrain. Our wit is actually much higher than we need it right now, but that was because we were trying to get some energy back, so we're not going to really focus on wit training at all anymore. 7 turns until the next Unity Cup, and we got another race on this same day. Excellent. There is our Rico training. Tatsunomi Yakinen is just a 1200 meter sprint, so we should be solid here as well. And that is a first place in the bag. You're doing so good. And remember, Curren Chan has a lot of heavy endgame turns as well. So she is one of those that you get down this line and you're just like, oh, my stats seem low, but now we have 11 turns. So that's going to be tons of time to train. Plus we have our inspiration. S rank. Can we get an S? Can we get an S? Oh, we didn't get the S rank. Oh my god, I don't think I could have had any more sprint sparks, to be honest, but hey, it's the roll of the dice. Okay, we got a single there. That wouldn't be a bad time to do a stamina training. But I also don't want to pop that. I really don't. In fact, we're going to do the Rico training here. Get some of that energy back. I'd like to save any of those massive increases for speed. Oh, I don't want to do wit. Okay, we can do guts. Excellent. Excellent. That'll get our, what's her name? The crazy chick. Twin turbo. Yeah, twin turbo. That'll get her where we need her. We got a double speed. Excellent. Almost to an A in speed. Now, I don't want to take a rest here. I really don't. So, since we don't have any rainbow trainings, we are going to do another Rico. What was up with that cow noise? That is the first time I heard that. There is a cow noise at the end of that. I know I'm not the only one who heard that. There was a cow noise. What the hell? All right. Again, endgame big on speed. We're going to be training speed pretty much exclusively from here on out, which means we're going to need a lot of energy. So always choosing those energy options. Oh, that's so tempting, but no, I'm not doing it. Rico, give us some energy. Excellent. And we're headed to the second to last Unity Cup race here. And we should be okay. We'll see. We'll see. We should be okay. Let's see. Maybe not, but that's fine. Yes, we won 3. Excellent. That puts us out on top. And Rush Hour is up to a speed. Excellent. I don't want to pop that bubble. Our energy's a little low. We're gonna go crazy here. We're gonna rest recover. Like I said, we're here in it for the speech. That's what we're here for. That is exactly what we're here for. And we can increase our sweep Tosho. We are betting a little on luck because we would like a lot of our Unity Cup partners to end up on speed so that we can increase their Unity Cup friendship to pop more bubbles. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is up to chance. We'll throw that into stamina. I don't know who Headbandit here is, but we want her to bubble pop as well. And that is going to be... We're going to do another speed training here. And I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, we do have 5 turns after our final goal. Unlike a lot of racers that go straight into the Unity Cup, Curren Chan does have a little bit of a time there where you can train a few before actually having to do the qualifiers, which is really nice. Excellent. We're almost able to max out Rico. Sprinter stake should be an easy dub. All right, friendships are maxing out, looking great, all goals achieved. And yeah, 7 turns before the quarterfinal. There's a 31. Excellent, we'll take that. Now I am gonna risk it on the biscuit here. Normally I would like to do a Rico training, but maybe we'll get a 70. Yes, we got the 70. That was totally worth 39 speed. And we'll keep cranking it into speed here. We might get one last bubble pop. We'll see how that goes. 17. This will get up to 500, so I'm actually okay with where our stamina is at. Oh, we'll do the last Rico. Let's do it. Excellent. That gives us enough energy. We're fine. We're fine. And we are doing one more turn before the Unity Cup here. Into speed. There we go. And we got those triples there. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to pop those bubbles because we are headed right to the qualifier right after this. And we need to get some energy back as well, which means a rest. And we're looking pretty good for this final matchup against Rico's team. Not too worried about it, but it is RNG a little bit, so let's see. Oh my god, we didn't pull it off. That is balls. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Rico. That is... Well, if you win, you get an extra stat bonus, so, you know, play by ear. We're gonna rest and ideally get really good speed trainings afterwards. That's the idea here. Let's see how it goes. We'll have 2 full turns after this, and we're going to get a bunch of stat increases by winning these URA races. There's plus 12s. This is going to get our stamina well over 500. Excellent. We got a 25 here. I think we're going to be just shy of maxing out, guys. Oof. That's just the luck of the draw. Few results, and we're looking good. Excellent. By 5 whole links over Matikana Fukukitaru. And we got one last speed training. Unfortunately, we are so unlucky we didn't get any rainbow training, but we're going to do it anyway. That'll get us up to around 1100, which, you know, it's not max, but I'm happy with it. Normally, we would max. We've done a lot of Curren training. She is a relatively easy one. And frankly, we've trained both Guts and Wit more than we needed to. So we could have swapped out some of those trainings throughout the career. And we are the URA finale champion. Unfortunately, we didn't win the Unity Cup, but that's okay. If you do, more power to you. You'll get better stat boosts and everything like that. There's stamina and guts. and the +5s from Curren here. So these are our ending stats here. So we have a SS in speed, AA in power, C in stamina, guts, and wit. We probably could have gotten our stamina actually up to AB. Getting that up to 700 wouldn't have been too difficult at all. We just put a little too much, actually quite a bit more. We put 69 points into guts we didn't need, and 112 points into wit we didn't need, which would have easily brought stamina up to a B and maxed out speed. So that's what you would want to kind of trade off throughout the end. I know it's really, really dependent on where your cards lie, but we do have an A in turf, A in sprint, and A in pace. So we're going to make sure we are purchasing skills relevant to that. Professor and swinging curvature are almost professor and swinging curvature. Professor of curvature and swinging maestro are almost essential. So we're going to keep those. We'll get turbo sprint. We'll get, let's see, what other pace chaser skills do we have? Our stamina is decent, so if we can get good sprint skills here, 30% off for meticulous measures, countermeasures, huge lead, all really good ones. Increase ability to break out from pack, also really good. Do we have any 62 point? No, we don't. We need 63. I don't want to waste that, so let's actually grab, let's see here. This is only 20% off, so let's go ahead. We'll grab a right-handed. I do like right-handed. There's a lot of right-handed races that we'd have to deal with. And we could do straightaway acceleration. We can also do stamina to spare, which, again, stamina is huge in this PvP world. So let's go stamina to spare. And that will be our overall PvP training career with Curren Chan. It was a decent mid-rank A. We got guts and wit up pretty solid. I would have liked to max speed, as I said. B and stamina, completely achievable with this build. Remember, we went with 3 speed cards, 1 Rico trainer, 1 wit, and 1 stamina. I have had major success with this. This is just what happened during this recording. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer every single one I can. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to see all future content. And thanks again for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye now.